Shalom. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Naso, the second Torah portion in the book of Numbers, beginning with verse 21 of chapter 4. Our portion begins with more details about the responsibilities of the Levitical families, and it's most noted for the commandments regarding two rather unusual figures described here in Parashat Naso, the Sota, the suspected adulteress, and the Nazir, an individual who takes a Nazirite vow. But one of the most profound concepts featured in our portion is the priestly blessing, Birkat Kohanim, contained in 6 short verses in chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, "Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, so shall you bless the children of Israel, saying to them, may Hashem bless you and safeguard you. May Hashem illuminate his countenance for you and be gracious to you. May Hashem lift his countenance to you and give you peace. Let them place my name upon the children of Israel, and I shall bless them." When the Holy Temple is standing in Jerusalem, this priestly blessing is an integral part of the daily service. It's recited every morning in the temple as part of the set service. All the Kohanim, the male descendants of Aaron, the first high priest to serve in the Holy Temple, they're all eligible and are specifically commanded by God to bless the people each day, as the verse reads, so shall you bless the children of Israel. As of today, though, although we have still not rebuilt the Holy Temple, this commandment is still in effect. It's the eternal responsibility of the descendants of Aaron to deliver this daily blessing. In the land of Israel, this is part of the communal daily prayer service in the synagogues every single day, while outside of Israel, in the diaspora, the blessing only takes place on the festivals and holidays. The thing is, when you start to think about it, if Hashem is so keen on blessing us, why doesn't he just bless us? Why doesn't he just command his blessing as he promises multiple times throughout Tanakh? And for example, as we find in Psalms 133, for there Hashem commands his blessing, life forever. If he wants to bless us, so bless us. Why is it necessary for him to command the priests to personally deliver his blessing every day? So open up your heart. We've learned that a major principle of understanding as to why God created this world is his desire to have a dwelling place in this lower world. That's an idea that's exemplified by the tabernacle. He wants to be welcomed into this world, and thus his presence here is facilitated by human endeavor. The material world is elevated through spiritual consciousness. The Kohanim's act of blessing the people serves this purpose by soliciting divine grace for the everyday world and transforming mundane reality into a receptacle for holiness. The Kohanim were chosen by God to especially serve him on account of the outstanding attributes of Aaron, the first high priest. Thus we find in such verses as Deuteronomy 18:5, for Hashem your God has chosen him and his descendants from all your tribes to stand and serve in the name of Hashem, him and his sons forever. So these descendants of Aaron function as the conduits for divine blessing, reinforcing the connection, the essential role of human participation in God's plan for the sanctification of life. But make no mistake, the Kohanim are only a vessel. They have no power of their own. It's not their words that confer the blessing. Their mission here is summed up in verse 27, and they shall place my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. It's all Hashem, and it's all Hashem's will. These blessings are very powerful. We're taught that as the Kohanim deliver these priestly blessings, the heavenly gates of compassion and mercy are opened over the whole world, and the strict justice is transmuted into mercy. And all the goodness in the whole world emanate from these short verses, each one of which conveys a unique aspect of divine blessing and grace. Each sentence corresponds to a specific type of shefa. Shefa is a Hebrew word that conveys the concept of divine abundance and blessing that's bestowed upon the recipients. And we can delve so deeply into the meaning of each sentence, but just on a simple level, may Hashem bless you and protect you. This first sentence is associated with the shefa of chesed, of kindness and protection from above. With these words, the Kohanim are channeling God's blessing for physical and spiritual abundance and protection to be showered upon the people. And this blessing awakens a sense of gratitude for the constant flow of divine blessings, and it beckons to us to seek God's protection in all aspects of our lives. Next, may Hashem deal kindly and graciously with you. This second sentence invokes the shefa of gvura, strength and grace. It's a prayer for God's compassion and mercy to be poured out mightily upon the recipients. The blessing is associated also with cultivating a sense of humility and awe before the divine presence, and to merit inner strength and fortitude to face life's challenges. May Hashem bestow his favor upon you and grant you peace. This corresponds to the Shefa of Tiferet, harmony and peace. It's a supplication for God's favor and peace to reign in the lives of the recipients. It evokes within us a sense of balance and harmony in relationships, to seek inner peace and tranquility, and to promote peace and unity within the community of Israel. But these are not simply spoken words, but rather a profound spiritual transmission. Our tradition instructs the Kohanim to raise their hands with their fingers spread out in a specific manner when bestowing this blessing upon the congregation. And this position, in which the Kohanim hold their hands while delivering the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, is very significant. The right hand is raised higher than the left, with the fingers of each hand separated into two groups. The arrangement of the hands of the Kohanim resembles somewhat the Hebrew letter Shin, representing the name Shaddai, Almighty, one of God's divine names. This symbolic act channels divine energy through the configuration of their fingers and their spoken words, indicating a deep cosmic process of bringing down blessings from the higher realms to the material world, connecting God, the Kohanim, and the congregation in a sacred moment of blessing and unity. When the Kohanim bless the people with a priestly blessing, their state of mind must be completely given over to this task, and their intention is focused on channeling God's blessings and his protection and grace and peace towards the people, and bringing about spiritual elevation and harmony in the whole world. But open up your heart in the deepest way. It's not only the Kohanim delivering the blessing who have to be in the proper mental state. The deepest secret is that the blessing received by each person is commensurate to the extent that each person has prepared to receive the blessing. It all depends on how serious is one's desire to be worthy of all the goodness that Hashem has in store for us. How much do we want his blessing? How much are we willing that our lives should be aligned with his desire to bless us? Because everything in life is about preparation and being ready for Hashem's moment. So we need to prepare ourselves to receive God's blessings. This is the concept of kavanah, which can best be translated as intentionality, but it's a word that really means to aim in the right direction. It's about sharpening our consciousness like an arrow and aiming it correctly. This intentionality plays a major role in Torah thought and practice. Our sages teach us that the intentions with which we approach our actions greatly impact every aspect of our lives, including the outcome and reception of blessings from above, the blessings that Hashem wants to give us. The sages of the Talmud teach that the congregation can only receive the priestly blessings properly if they have intentionality and concentration, because the effectiveness and the impact of the blessings are connected to the spiritual readiness and receptivity of the recipients. And without proper kavanah, the blessings may not be fully realized or actualized. Hashem wants to bless us, but in order to receive, we need to be open. We need literally to open up our hearts in the deepest way, wide open to receive, while at the same time, having in mind, we want to seek forgiveness for any transgressions. We want to pray for our specific needs and desires. By aligning one's intentions with the deeper meanings of the priestly blessings and maintaining a state of mindfulness, we can enhance the spiritual impact of the blessings upon our lives and draw down the divine abundance and grace that the Kohanim are transmitting. I must take this opportunity to emphasize that this important idea of kavanah is not limited to specific rituals or blessings, but extends to all aspects of our lives. Torah teachings continuously stress the importance of serving Hashem at every moment with full intentionality and devotion. This ideal calls upon us to infuse our thoughts and words and actions with mindfulness and purpose in order to truly connect with and receive blessings from Hashem. In a broader sense, the concept of kavanah underscores the idea that everything in this world is interconnected and influenced by our intentions and spiritual preparedness. Our thoughts and intentions have the power to elevate and sanctify our actions, transforming the mundane into the holy. Ultimately, by cultivating kavanah in all that we do, we can create a deeper connection with Hashem and open ourselves up to receive His blessings in abundance. So open up your heart deeper still. In our Parashat Naso, Torah takes up the entirety of chapter 7, an astonishing 89 verses, to record the detailed account of the offerings brought by each of the tribal princes on the day that the tabernacle was dedicated. Why do I say that these verses are astonishing? Because the offerings brought by each of the tribal leaders, each one day each, they were exactly the same. And thus they are summarized and totaled at the end of the chapter in verses 84 through 88. 12 silver bowls, 12 silver basins, 12 golden ladles, and all the incense and all the offerings of livestock that are enumerated there. Each prince brought exactly the same thing. We know how economical Torah is and how each word is holy and purposeful, and there's no redundancy. Every letter literally teaches us a lesson. But verses 12 through 83 of chapter 7 seem to be totally superfluous, as Torah could have simply presented us with a total. What can we possibly learn from the repetition of each man bringing exactly the same thing? So this is the deepest thing in the world. Although the offerings were indeed the same for each prince as manifest in our world of action, Torah dedicates 89 verses to describe them individually because while ostensibly they look the same, there was something completely unique and different and singular about each offering that cannot be recorded in print. And that is what takes place in the world of thought. That's the individual, heartfelt, prayer-powered kavanah, the intention of each man bringing his offering. What one person carries in his heart, no one else carries. And it's the heart that Hashem loves. Torah chose to be repetitive to teach us a profound lesson in the power of intention and personal mindfulness. The actions of these men were not the same. Each man brought his offering with his own specific heart, his own specific intentions and motivations, and that was their true contribution. Intention is a crucial component in the performance of the mitzvot. The Talmud teaches that according to the effort is the reward, and this means that the intention and effort we put into our actions are just as important, if not more so, than the actions themselves. When we approach our observance of mitzvot with sincere intention, mindfulness, everything that we do, we elevate our actions and infuse them with meaning. And the same is true not only regarding the performance of specific commandments, but in every aspect of our lives. Each of us has a unique connection to the divine, and our intentions shape the impact of our actions in the spiritual realm, as well as in very tangible ways that we can easily discern. This human element is what makes all the difference in the world to Hashem. The lesson goes further than these particular offerings of tribal princes, and even further than maintaining the proper mindfulness necessary to receive God's blessings and the priestly blessings. There are such profound implications here for each and every one of us, because every individual has a unique soul and a purpose in this world. And because no two hearts are the same, each of us, through our intention, contributes something special to this world that no one else can. God is ready and willing to bestow His blessing upon us. The only thing preventing His blessing from reaching us is our own disconnect. May we learn to sharpen our consciousness and focus on God's presence in our lives. May we merit to recognize and receive and embody the fulfillment of the priestly blessings in our lives, bringing forth love and harmony, spiritual growth, protection, grace, and peace.